What up, YouTube? J-Dub here. I'm back for another video. Appreciate that. Today we are going to be working on my buddy Ryan's 2013 cross country again. So the last video I did, we installed the Arlen Ness I'm sorry, the turn signals. We replaced the stock turn signals, which were not the greatest looking, with the Arlen Ness red rear turn signals, and they came out really nice. So building on that, he also has the Sabertooth lights that we put on there, and he wants to basically turn those into turn signals, and he wants the turn signals that we installed to be running in brake lights. Makes perfect sense. More visibility, better. It's going to look really good, I think. So there's a module out there called the Badlands Illuminator, I believe it's called. Now this is supposed to be direct plug and play on the Victory, so we will see how plug and play it really is. He has it at the house. I'm on my way there now, and I don't think it's going to be an insanely difficult install if it is how it's described, but I know we're going to have to take the rear fender back off and the bags off again. So like I said, there might be a little bit to it, but theoretically, and we're going to show you how we're going to wire up the sabre lights as turn signals and all that stuff, but we'll see how this goes today. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so just like we done before, take the saddlebags off, which are no more difficult than taking the saddlebags off, and then pop the seat and take the rear fender off. Alright guys, so basically 1, 2, 3 bolts on each side, plus the two for the saddlebag, I guess you'd call it braces, and the fender. We don't have to take it off, we just have to kind of like lift it up out of the way. Just probably like that will work. Just enough to get to this. Let me see if I can get a better view of it. It's gonna be hard with this plug right here. Get that out of that plastic clip. It's got a little clip like fir tree that holds it in, so you got to pull that out. All right, so this is the module. This is the ILL VIC 202. So this should be pretty straightforward, guys. So basically, it's got a ground here, and it's got a hot wire with a inline fuse with these two switches. They want you to wire this in directly to the battery, so we're gonna have to find a 12-volt source and a good ground somewhere, or we're gonna hook it directly to the battery, one of the two.
It's from the bike.
Okay, so in theory, that goes
from the bike into that one.
Okay, and then this one goes to the back,
to the light,
to the actual light.
In theory.
In theory. In Theory Motorsports. So I want to change my channel too. J-Dub's In Theory Motorsports. She click in?
Clicked in.
Okay, so she clicked in, so now we got to find a ground and a constant. I'm going to recommend that if you're looking for a constant, I wouldn't use anything that's going to be powered by the module, because I feel like that's going to screw up voltage somewhere.
Making contact, that you tighten that down.
So we put the ground here for now. We got it hooked in there for proof of concept. Module's back there, so theoretically turning the bike on, this should work. It's got running lights. Brake lights.
The bike has to be running from turn signals. Oh, never mind. Okay.
And there's your hazards. Okay, they both light up when you hit the brake.
Do the hazards stop flashing?
Yes.
That's weird.
Can't have it all.
Yeah, that's true. Let's
hand off of it, apply them, off, Okay, guys. So basically, we got proof of concept. Everything works as it should with the module. Now, for this portion of the video only, this is if you're trying to make your Kiriakin lights turn signals run and break as well. Okay? So these are the wires that came off the Sabertooth lights. Okay? We're going to cut these.
I'm going to get rid of this one splice here. I don't want 2 splices.
Okay? And we're going to basically, it's the green wire here.
Yes, the green one in the ground. The white one we're going to just tape off.
And then we're just going to tape off the white wire. Okay?
What in the world did I do here? Oh, I see.
Okay. And if you're planning on doing this from the start, let me make a recommendation. Do the Sabre lights, the module, and the Arlen Ness lights all at one time, if this is what your end goal is.
You have 2 days to dedicate to it. Alright.
Okay. So...
heat shrink. I'm going to try not to forget the heat shrink stuff.
yeah, let's not forget the heat shrink this time.
Alright.
Okay.
Too much stuff sitting here.
So these are the connectors that we pre-wired. We pre-wired on the we ran these off of the Arlen Ness turn signals for the Sabertooth lights for this very mod right here. Okay, so these are the male end.
These were super cheap on Amazon and they are really nice.
Like I said, this is the male end of those connectors that we got. So we're just going to hardwire the red into the green. And the black.
The green's a brake wire, so what I wanted it the brightest version of the light to be the turn signal. And then that module cuts the voltage to make it a running light.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes. It can be done. It takes a little bit of time to figure it out, but it can be done.
It can be done.
And, well, the only other thing we did not cut out the diode. Obviously, an on-road test to make sure that the cruise control hasn't been cut out will be necessary, but that module is supposed to prevent that from happening.
I don't think the diode will hurt anything anyway.
All it does is prevent backfeed anyway, so...
it's just there for backfeeding.
We're using these solder joints again, which are awesome.
Yeah, I need to buy more of the red ones, not so much the others. Obviously, we're going to go test this as soon as we're done with this one. I don't know why it wouldn't work. It worked a minute ago.
And then you just apply the heat gun once you get that in there. Unfortunately, these wires are so tiny. Okay, guys, if you didn't watch our other videos, which I don't know why you wouldn't know, this is what you're trying to do. This is so cool. So it has the wax on both ends, and that weatherproofs it. And then there's a little ball of solder right there. And then once you put the heat gun to it, that melts the solder, and that solders in your joints and waterproofs it all at the same time. Pretty sweet. The only thing is, though, once it's done, you got to blow on it for a minute so it actually cools and seals.
And so the solder dries. See, it didn't dry.
See how the wax melts? That's what weatherproofs it, and then that little ball will melt here in just a minute. Yep, that's so cool. And then we're just gonna put a sleeve over the whole thing. That wire's out of the way, so we don't have to worry about it. But we didn't cut it, so we don't have to whatever with it. And then we got a nice sealed, weatherproof connection. Okay, now for this.
This is the harness from the Saber lights.
So what we did was we cut off the extension plug.
Because I'm never going to put a trunk on this bike, so...
In theory.
In theory.
Because the only wire we really technically need off of this harness is the green power wire, which is going to be our switched wire, which is going to hook up to the orange fused power wire off the module.
The orange wire on the module is the power, and it has a fuse on it, which is nice.
I think that wire's going to be too big.
It might be. I might have to go back to the red one. We'll see. I don't know what gauge wire this is. It's maybe 18. Yeah, that's going to be way too big to fit in there. Okay, well, that's all right. Probably shouldn't have cut that. Oh well.
Okay, so fused power wire from the module going to the green power wire from the harness, and this basically plugs into the trunk pigtail.
Yeah, the accessory pigtail.
So,
but we tested it and it worked.
It works.
It gave us power, so all we needed was something to give us power.
All right, this is the other bag. Everything worked the way it was supposed to. We're literally just doing the same thing to the other side. We're just soldering in the new connector, which is actually a much nicer connector than what these Chinese knockoff Kuryakin lights offered. And guys, I'll post links to both the last two videos in the description here. So if you guys want to watch that and how to do this, that'll give you the complete journey that this has been.
This has been a 3-part epic for sure.
I don't know. The first one was so good. And there you have it, guys. That connection is now much nicer, much beefier, much more sealed in, ready to go for these Sabertooth lights. So now we just gotta clean everything up underneath there, wiring wise, get everything seated where you want it, and put everything back together. So let's do it. All right, guys, this right here is basically however you want to run it. So once again, we ran the ground to here, tighten this up here, the power with the fuse into it, reran it down into here for this plug. We zip tied all this together so it's all nice and even. Here's the new connector for the bag. On this side, here's connector for the bag. We zip tied all that, zip tied this here. That plug and everything's down there, no issues. We put a wire loom on here just for further protection. I think we're golden, brother. Let's get this back together. All right, guys, just a useful tip. Before, when you do this, get all 6 bolts started. 8 bolts start. 10 bolts started. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same on the other side. Get all of them started before you tighten anything down, so that way you can do without the flex. Dude, hold up.
What?
I didn't anticipate that. That's pushing way down on there.
Okay, well, easy fix.
All right, guys, got the seat back on. That's gonna be another mod this year. Get rid of this seat, it's awful. Side covers, now bags. Just make sure you plug it in when you plug your bag in.
melting solution they came up with here. As far as I know, it's actually identical to a Harley Davidson. So I found a set of like knurled polished knobs on Amazon that said would fit Victory and Harley Davidson.
Alright guys, it's hard to tell, but your running lights are on. Now these are just sporadic on video, but they're solid. Brake lights on. Brake lights on. Okay, turn signal left. Good. Turn signal right. Good. For some reason the hazards are being a little finicky. I don't know what that's about. They're working, but they're almost like flickering a little bit. All right. Brake lights are on. Oh yeah. All right, guys, it's a little later. These are the clips of my buddy Ryan took for me of the bike at night. Much brighter at night. So here are those three clips. One of the left turn signal, right turn signal, and the brake lights. Just like that. All right, guys, and that's going to about wrap it up, okay? So it can be done. I've seen guys in forums and stuff asking how to turn those Sabertooth lights into turn signals and run and brake and whatnot. So this is all done. Like I said, I'm going to link all three videos down, or I'm going to link the two prior videos that we did installing the Kiriakin, or no, they're not Kiriakin, they're Chinese knockoff Sabertooth lights, but doing the install on those and installing the Arlen Ness turn signals. And then this one obviously will complete that. So hopefully the lighting on the back of his bike is done. Might do some experimentation with some other stuff, but for the most part, it's done. It's really bright. Visibility was the goal. I think that's been achieved. It cleaned up the whole back end of that bike, which I know he's happy about. I believe he's going to probably do Arlen Ness turn signals on the front, the ambers on the front. But other than that, the back lighting should be pretty much done. And it's all wrapped up nice and clean, so I think it came out really good. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, leave them down below. Leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody in the comment section that I possibly can. I'm always checking those and getting back to people when I can, if I can. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I've been getting a bunch of subs lately. I appreciate it. Keep them coming, guys. I'm going to bring more videos to you. And, of course, the bike is in paint. So, actually, I'll send you... I'm going to flash a couple of pictures up of all the stuff being sanded. There you go. So it's been most of everything's been sanded down. Paint samples have commenced. So hopefully we'll be picking an official color next week. And then hopefully within the next following week, this bike could possibly be painted and in the process of being put back together, which I will be making a video of that as well. Very excited. And I got some other video ideas coming up soon. Like I said, guys, subscribe and stay tuned for more. All right. Appreciate everybody. Until next video.